Man, you know what time it is, man. Overtime with Otis, man. We clocking in. Today I got a special guest on the channel. We got Antoine Taylor. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain.
So we gonna jump into it. How did you first start liking the Redskins? Like when did you become a Redskin fan?
Man, when I became a fan, uh, man, I was probably like 7 years old, I want to say. It was around 83, 84. I had a cousin of mine who was a lot older, and we would watch, the games, and we would see the Cowboys play against the Redskins. And he was trying to make me and my cousin Cowboy fans.
What?
And I didn't really rock with that, you know what I mean? So for some reason, I just started liking Washington, man. So, I mean, they've been my team ever since.
That's kind of the same way
It's
for
been
me.
about Yeah, it's been over 40 years. I've been a fan for about 43 years, probably.
Okay, so you seen the ups and the downs.
Yeah, sure have.
That's how it is with my dad. My dad, being from the DMV area, my dad it's split. It's Cowboys, Redskins, Eagles. So my dad's a Cowboys fan. I have a whole bunch of friends are Eagles fans, and I'm a Commanders fan. So you know how that goes.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So let's jump into the elephant in the room. Jaden and his play versus the Lions. How did you feel seeing the just the three plays he was doing and then they pulled him? I know the offensive line was looking shaky and they weren't up to par. So did you feel like he should have played another drive or he should have kept going?
Me personally, I would like to have seen another drive to see if they could get something going. But the way it is with these teams today, man, they just a lot of times they have it set in their head. You get one drive and that's it, no matter how it plays out.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing for me. I was hoping he would have got a little bit another drive at least because it was looking so bad out there. And I was telling one of my friends last night at the Commanders Kings event, and I was like, man, nobody's really coming to save us. Nick Allegretti, yeah, he might come back, and he'll be the starting center if he does come back in time for Week 1. But it seems like he's always in and out of the lineup, so he's always back and forth. So if he comes in, I don't think that's gonna for sure the whole thing. And my gripe about it was, okay, we understand Jaden, he could be a potential superstar quarterback. But we need them offensive line, them starters. We need them to get their reps in too, man. We can't have everybody take off. Like I was telling them yesterday, I was like, we're not one of those teams.
Yeah, it's disappointing to be honest with you. I mean, they definitely could use the rest, especially when you got a new offensive coordinator. You would like to see him get a little bit more time out there.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, and I don't want us to go against that Philly offense and that Philly defense week 1 and we're ill prepared. We didn't prepare enough. So I definitely wish. I know they ramped up the practices and stuff like that. They've been going harder. They made the practices longer and they were getting a little more physical this year, but I definitely would like for them to, maybe move in the right direction. Like what I'm seeing, I didn't expect our offensive line or even our offense to look like that going out there, like our first team offense. I did not expect that.
That was uh that was hard to watch, man. You were just sitting there you couldn't say anything. You could see on the TV that the crowd was like silent, like we can't believe what we looking at, man. And it was kind of funny because they were interviewing the owner at the time, you know what I mean, during that, and it was just like, man, this is not a good look to start it off, man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, I went to joint practices, so I seen what Jaden was doing against the Dolphins, and Jaden was out there looking good. The offensive line, it was holding up pretty well, but then in certain reps where Jaden would stand in the pocket and throw a dime in a real game, he would have been sacked. So I'm like, I'm seeing that he would have been sacked if it was a real game. So I just want him to try to speed it up, get the ball out of his hand a little quicker, and if the line has to work together, they definitely have to work together and get it. They have to get it together. So let's move on to Johnny Newton. How do you feel about the Johnny Newton situation?
And Johnny Newton, I don't know. This guy, it's just been a disappointment. You know, he hasn't really lived up to his second round, draft slot. I think it was selected at what 36 overall, and he just hasn't lived up to it. And I was hoping this year he had a chance to, break out, but now it's looking like we might see the end of Johnny Newton in the Washington uniform. I just don't know.
That's what I was saying. I feel like this year was going to be definitely a big year for Johnny Newton coming into it because he had a lot to prove. Because if he went into this year the way it was looking last year with not a lot of production, yes, I know we seen flashes in the Dallas game where he got those 3 back-to-back sacks, but throughout your career here, you haven't been, you haven't had the ability to stay healthy or, produce. We haven't been getting the production from you. And I want to see production from all of our second round picks, because our second round picks, we haven't really been able to get anything out of them. I think the best second round pick we had lately was Sam Cosmi. Okay, let me get to
he's probably the only one for like going back probably 15, 20 years. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed like we're cursed with those. Okay, Zell Money said he's tapping in. Okay, make sure everybody in the comment section, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribing to both of our channels, Antoine Taylor and Overtime with Otis Taylor. I mean, Tanner. Oh, dang, I'm messing up already. So let's see. Let's see over here. Okay, we got the Johnny Newton and just him getting injured. This most recent time. He had the interview before he got injured, and he was saying, man, I have to prove that I can stay on the field, because like they say, the best ability is availability. So if he came into the league with an injury, that's why he fell to the second round. Like, he was supposed to be a potential fringe first round pick, but I think he had surgery on his feet or something that had him come in the second round. But this is another injury riddled person right here. So we're going to pop up Trey Amos still being out. Were you comfortable in this offseason going into this year with Trey Amos as your number one cornerback?
Kinda. I mean, I don't know who they were going to get that was going to be better than him. I was just hoping that he would be healthy, and then we would see if he could be a number one. But I definitely wanted to get somebody that you could at least pair with them, that they could compete for that number one spot. But this injury, man, it's just lingering on. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I thought he would have been ready by now.
That's what I was saying. And they were saying at last night at the Commanders Kings event, they were saying how he didn't want to get the surgery. So the injury was taking longer and it's been lingering around. And DQ came out and he was saying that I guess he landed on his ankle some type of way. That's why it wasn't soreness because his fibula, he landed on his ankle some type of way, and that's why he's been held out. But I was not comfortable going into this year with Trey Amos as the cornerback, and he didn't finish all of last year, because what he was doing last year, he wasn't necessarily looking the best out there.
Yeah, he definitely needs the reps. He needs the reps. We don't know exactly what he is until he gets out there, and put some games together. But yeah, we definitely need to get another corner that, like I said, that can compete with him for that number one spot. I just don't know who there is unless they make a trade. I'm not sure, what's available.
I think they bought in Rasul Douglas. They said he's looking like a cornerback number one out there for us.
That's a good pickup. That's a good pickup. I would like to see how that plays out.
Okay, let me see in the comments section. Shay So Savage said, clocking in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to their channels. Like Shay So Savage said in the comment section, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all liking up the live. Okay, let's see what Shay So Savage said again. She said, thoughts on the center position. How do you feel about the center position?
We in trouble. something's got to happen right now. They got to do something. I mean, while Allegretti, he's okay, but can he stay healthy? See, right now, even if he's out there, if he gets injured again, we don't have nobody that's behind him that we can rely on. And so the alarms need to be sound. They need to be ringing the bell right now. We got to find a center. They need to make a move somehow to bring somebody else in. Because right now, it's not looking good.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I was feeling some type of way about the depth from the offensive line, because there's no way we should be able to lose two people on the offensive line and everything go to shreds. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That means it was malpractice on the organization side, because in my eyes, they don't always set Jaden up for greatness. Like, it shouldn't have been this long for Jaden to get a wide receiver, another 1,000-yard wide receiver. I don't like how they didn't set him up for greatness. Just like, it's kind of like the Lamar Jackson thing. Yeah, they getting Lamar Jackson. He got a tight end. He has one wide receiver here, but he never had those multiple. He never had the multiple 1,000-yard receivers, or in my opinion, they didn't never put him in the best position.
Yeah, that was disappointing, because you look around, you see what Philly did for Jalen Hurts, and he took a big leap when they brought AJ Brown in. You see Cowboys, you see what they got over there. So, and then it's just, you look around the league. I mean, Cincinnati wide receivers they got. So yeah, and now you look at Drake May. I mean, he's getting AJ Brown. So it's like you definitely got to get somebody now. I'm kind of glad that we got Diggs, at least that helps out a little bit. But I know what you mean. It seems like they took too long to get him a number two.
And for sure that offensive line, because if you're looking at, say, how you brought up the Cowboys, and the Cowboys, they have those 1A and 1B receiver. On certain teams, they both will be first receiver one. We don't have, it's like this. If they have two top receivers, we need to go get two top cornerbacks to defend them. We need to make sure we can defend those receivers, because I don't have confidence in our cornerbacks sticking with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I feel like they'll get the best out of us. And just like what Philly was doing, I don't want to keep bringing up the NFC Championship, but those two receivers hurt us. If it wasn't AJ Brown going to get them slants or going to get that touchdown, it would be Devontae Smith going over here and him making the play out of nowhere. So I definitely feel like we're not strengthening up the positions we need to. Like the Roswell Douglas, that was a great pickup, but was it too late? I feel like it might have been too late. If you're looking at it, you couldn't have been looking at this cornerback room saying, "Oh, everything we need is in this room right here." They couldn't have been confident in the quarterback room right like that.
No, you can't be. I'm not confident in Mikey, so yeah, they can't be comfortable.
And speaking of Mikey, how do you feel he's gonna do this year in this new system? Because everybody's saying in this new system he should be able to produce more turnovers, just like how Quan Martin seemed like he's Johnny on the spot this year with his a pick in each game. And I'm like, man, Quan, I'm starting to see different from you, Quan. This is different.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. He might, because Mikey, the one thing he did do on this team was he turned the ball over. I want to say he led the team in turnover interceptions, you know, the last 2 years. So if he did that, then I can definitely see him. I can definitely see him in this system getting interceptions. I just don't know how well he can cover.
Yeah, that's what it is. And hopefully us bringing in that pass rush, they won't have to guard for 5, 6, 7 seconds and try to do unbelievable coverage. Let me see. Okay, let's jump into the running back room. How do you feel like the running back room is compared to last year, this year? Do you think we had a better set of running backs this year or last year with their skill sets?
Well, I'm gonna say, let's say this year. I'll say this year. I like Rashad White. He's pretty solid. And I think Bill's gonna take a step. So Bill will be better this year. You got Rashad White. I think he's gonna be good. And then Katron Allen might I've been seeing some good things with him. I think he could be that guy that could get the tough yards for us. And it's that last running back spot that I'm really not sure what they're gonna do because I know they love McNichols, but he's injured, so I'm thinking maybe he goes on. Maybe they put him on an IR and they might keep Robert Henry. But I think this year the running back room's a little better than last year.
That's the same way I feel. I was on a panel before, and I was saying I would honestly scrap the whole running back room last year if we could just keep Bill, scrap everybody, and start fresh. Because I feel like what we bring to the table this year is different. Like, and honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Rashad White's going to be our running back number one because he's a veteran. He brings that different juice. He could catch out the backfield. When Rashad White's in the backfield, you don't know if it's going to be a pass or a run. With Bill, you could kind of 70% say it will be more of a run than a pass because he has been improving his hands, but we all know Bill's hands aren't the best. So I feel like Rashad White he's kind of like a master of all trade, like a jack of all trades, because he could do a lot. And then Bill, we will have that. If it was up to me, we could have Bill coming off the bench and he will bring that burst of energy because Bill's fast. And how I seen him running hard at the joint practices. Bill, he put on a little weight. We could see he definitely picked up some weight, but he's still running good with it. Like he's not one of those sloppy running backs now. He still has that speed. And I think he was banged up a little bit last year too. Put a little bit of more muscle and have a little bit of armor. I know from the last game, it was a lot of from the Lions game. It was one of the if we were doing studs and duds, one of the duds would have been Robert Henry because he fumbled on the punt return. And that was one thing I was like, dang, that brought everybody from up here with Robert Henry down here. It's like, okay, he does have a chink in his armor somewhere. But when I seen, because I was at the first game versus the Dolphins. So when I seen Robert Henry bring that burst of speed and that energy, it was a different change of pace than Katron because I feel like earlier in the game, it might have been the line. It might have been the offensive line, but I feel like Katron was a little bit hesitant when he was supposed to hit that hole. Like I seen the hole open up and I was like, okay, the offensive line opened up a hole right there. You could have went there and got a couple yards, but we settled for 2 or 3 on the play. So I feel like the running back this year is definitely way better than last year. Okay, my guy T Rich in the chat. He said he clocking in. Shout out my guy T Rich. Make sure everybody in the chat is liking up the stream. Make sure you follow on both channels. We over here talking preseason week 2 recap. Okay, let's see. So that closed out on the running backs. Let's see. I'm gonna use this later. Okay, let's see what some improvements you would like to see when it comes to the Ravens game and in the joint practices as well too.
The obvious one is offensive line being able to protect the damn quarterback. I mean, you had guys getting pushed back into the quarterback, and that's got to improve. I think if they do that, because that's really the number one thing to me, because the defense look legit. It's that offensive line that they need to get together. If we don't get that together, we can't see the wide receivers do anything. We can't see the running backs do anything. So for me, that's where I'm gonna start.
Yeah, definitely the offensive line, because I know we brought the wide receivers in that could separate early, but if the line's breaking down, Jaden's not going to have any time to throw it to him anyway. Because when I seen the defender right there in Jaden's face, and it seems like what they call them, Julian Not Good Jones. when I see what they did to him, they manhandled him on 3 straight plays. I was like, a little bit of me was like, yeah, I don't want to see the outcome of him being the center. But what got me today was crazy that Dan Quinn was saying he didn't have a problem with Julian Peoples-Jones. He said he's willing to He said he's comfortable with them, and I was like, you can't be comfortable. You have to be just saying this for the media, because I don't think anybody's comfortable with him after what we've seen.
Hopefully, that's just coach talk, and he's just saying that because he wants to make everything sound positive. But there is no way he can be comfortable with that. No way at all. I was
And then
listening to Josh Taylor,
mhm,
and he said he's always had the practices, and he said Julian Good Jones has not been good one day in practice. He's like,
mhm.
there's no way Dan Quinn can be comfortable with him.
Yeah, he was getting whooped in practice too. I was at one of them. Josh Taylor was at too. Josh Taylor, he be locked in. He has the binoculars because they won't let you record, and they'll have the close field and then the defensive side. I'm looking at Josh. He over there straight on the defense. He's like, oh yeah, they get that pass rush, and that's another thing. I love the improvement that they bring in the pass rush and them heating up quarterbacks, because we had zero pass rush last year. So that them bringing that pass rush, that's going to help the secondary. Our linebackers, they'll be better at covering. We have speed at linebacker. So the defense, I think the defense will definitely have to carry us through the first couple of games while we get our legs under us in offense. Because I feel like once the offense come together, then we'll be complete. But I feel like the defense under Durante Jones, it's going to be like, man, just add water. They ready to go. Because I'm loving what I'm seeing. Just them heating up people. And then Durante Jones, you already know he's not even scratching the surface what he did yet. He's showing everybody the basics. He's like, man, it's preseason. I'm not about to show him what I got.
Nah, man, look, what they're showing on defense right now, I don't want to get too excited but man, it's looking like they gonna be. I mean, it's looking very special. It's crazy, man, the way they're looking. Hopefully that actually plays out when the regular season starts because they looking real good.
Oh yeah, that pressure that they bring in. Okay, another improvement. Let's say for offense. I feel like the receiver's been pretty good. The running back's been pretty good. So I would say it's mainly that O line and that depth of that O line. But I'm gonna keep my ears to the streets for that Ravens joint practice, because I want to hear how we did versus that, because like everybody been saying, whenever we play the Ravens in joint practice or we go up to Baltimore and we have a practice with them, our media team is under wraps. So we're going to have to be locked in to what the Ravens beat reporters are talking about and what they're posting, because they got they got them on hush mode in Ashburn right now, the media team.
Oh yeah, and that's gonna tell a lot right there, because the joint practices is where you're gonna really see, what the number one team can do, because they're not playing in the preseason. We're not getting no preseason out of them. So all we got left is this Baltimore Ravens. When they go up against them in joint practice, and if they look good there, then I'll be excited. But if they look bad, that won't be a good sign.
And I feel like our depth is going to get tested versus the Ravens, because the Ravens always have good depth. So I want to see what the outcome of this game is, because I know we're improving. I think it was last year, the year before, they basically gutted the whole team. Like they let a whole bunch of people go. So we had to start over. So the people that we had as depth, they were gone. So I want to see what the outcome of this game and how it looks. Like if we lose the game, I'm not too worried about that. I want to see how we lost, like, or what positions that were the what positions made us lose or caused us to lose the game. Because I'm thinking like,
I would love to.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say I would love to see Owe and Chase on it. Hopefully they're able to go during that one.
Oh yeah. So what players are there any players that you're keeping your eye on other than the offensive line for the Ravens game? Like any people on the back end of the roster that you're like, okay, this person needs to have a great practice, or they need to have a great game to, push them on the team?
I'm the only one that what's his name? Jaden, Jaden.
Bradley.
Drawing a blank on his name right now. Bradley, yeah. Jaden Bradley, yes. Uh, I want to see what he can do because he has a. I don't know if he can even make the 53 or not. That
Yeah.
would be tough, but I definitely want to see what he could do.
Oh yeah, Jaden Bradley. I honestly want them to stash him so we could put him on the practice squad. Because if we show too much
Yeah, yeah.
about Jaden Bradley, that one-handed catch, that was impressive. And I'm like, okay, are people in the back end of the roster are making these catches? And then okay, this a player I just thought about. Wait a minute. What is it? Cali at Manis. Austin Cali at Manis. I got to practice on pronouncing his name. I want to see what he does versus, the Ravens defense too, because, the depth, they have good depth on their defense. And I want to see what he does against them because they're saying he's looking like our quarterback number 2. And I'm a big Oregon fan. I feel like this should be the last year of Marcus Mariota. So I'm like, okay, if Marcus passes the torch to Austin Caliat Manis, I wouldn't be mad at it because I'm seeing he's a gamer. When I seen him stay in that pocket and take that hit, and he still made that pass, I was like, yeah, he has a big arm, and I want to see improvement from him, and I want to see him grow. And one thing about him, when I was at joint practice, it's something a little bit different about him. I know he's a rookie and he has the most to prove, but when they were going from this field to this field, and it's like you can't really see what's going on, he was like the only quarterback that was running. Like he was like taking every advantage of every rep. And it's like just seeing that little bit is like, okay, I can see what's paying off on the field with him as well.
He's hungry, man. He's working. Yeah, it's Caliac Manis. Caliac Manis, yeah. I think, man, last week, I started giving him a nickname. I started calling him Caliac Menace.
I like
me, that's what I've been calling him, man. He's looking really good. I definitely think I think he could push the quarterback 2 this year, but I believe because of his youth and Marcus been a veteran, I think Marcus will be the quarterback 2 for this year, and then next year it'll be Caliac Manis.
Oh yeah, Marcus got to ride off in the sunset. He might be a coach at Oregon or something in the future.
Yeah.
He say T Rich said AK should play the whole game, the entire game for real. That's another thing I wanted to bring up because this guy Sam Hartman, like he's a nice guy. He's a character guy. He's definitely stayed behind in the joint practices to sign a lot of people's autographs and stuff like that. But I think Sam Hartman has to, he has to not take up a roster spot, even on the practice squad. Maybe this year on the practice squad because he trusts him. But after this year, man, he got to go. We got to get real competition in. I want like the backup quarterbacks to. I want our wide receivers and different players on our team to, really improve and, improve in practice. If they're playing with Sam Hartman, it's only so much they could do because it seems like with Sam Hartman, it's a pick every time. Every time there's a pick. Okay, Taki said he clocking in. Shout out my guy Taki. But yeah, I feel like Sam Hartman has to throw a pick every time he gets on the field, and I do not like that. And it's like picks. It's not always just overthrows. It's like, Sam, you didn't have to throw that pick.
Yeah, Sam's got to go. You saw he came off the field and threw his helmet down. I think Sam knows he definitely he'll be on a practice squad, but that's it. He needs it. Yeah, he's pretty much done in Washington.
Man, okay, let me see. Any roster spots you will be looking to upgrade during the roster cuts?
Yeah, well, center and left guard, those 2 positions I would be looking to upgrade. And even if you can find another corner, I would be looking for another corner, possibly. I'm looking for all the positions. Even safety. I think it's kind of upgrade even that safety. I'm not sure about Reeves, but so
would you
be positions for me.
Would you be willing to go for Decker, the left tackle that used to play for the Lions?
That should be the number 1 move, probably.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, that should be like Adam Peters should have been on the phone with him and just bring him in just for a safety blanket. he was a starter for the Lions last year, so he could come in, start for us, or take a week or two to get it together and definitely get on the team for sure. Because I feel like the
Oh,
more
definitely.
with our team, I don't like to talk about injuries, knock on wood, but it's football, so they're always going to be there. I want us to be stacked because it seems like Dallas, Philly, New York, they could have people that we don't even know their names. They could have a tight end. Dallas could bring in a tight end, 7th round, 6th round pick, and then he do work against us. I'm like, man, we need to have depth at every position for real, because you see how their wide receivers are out there. Let's see. Speaking of Dallas, let's go over here to the wins and losses schedule. So from what we're looking at this year, how many wins would you think we were getting? We were get
I had us projected to win. I was saying 10 or 11 games is what I was thinking. Somewhere in that range, just depends. I ended up I ended up saying 11. I mean, that was before this offensive line, the way they were looking. So if they get the offensive line together, then I'm going to say they have a chance to win 11 games.
okay. When the season first started, I think I landed on I was nine or 10 wins, but that was before the Laramie Tunzel and the different injuries on there. I would say we could still get about 9 because I put us over that hump because the quarterback. If we didn't know who our
Uh-huh.
quarterback was and didn't have confidence in Jaden, then I'd be like, okay, it's lower. But I feel like Jaden puts us over the top. Any middle of the pack team, us having a quarterback to Jaden's caliber, we'll be able to push it over the top for sure. So I'm gonna stay with 8. I'm gonna go 8, 9 wins for
Okay,
sure. Let me
okay. I
see.
just think it all depends on, like, if the offensive line holds up. If that defense play the way they've been looking,
Mhm.
that could get them another win or two. But yeah, we'll go with that sounds about right. Anywhere, like I said, anywhere between there is possible. It just all depends. Like, I mean, they won 12 games in 2024, and I didn't see that coming at all. So
No, me
you
either.
just never know.
And then another thing, like you said, I'm glad you brought it up with the defense factor. If we give Jaden Daniels more attempts at scoring, that's all I'm asking for. Don't let us only have 3 tries to score versus Philly. Give us 4 or 5 tries to get it in there because we know how that defense is. So let's move
There's a
over
now
here.
there's a
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say something real quick. There's a stat I believe that Jaden Daniels is undefeated when they only give up 24 points or less or something like that.
Yeah, I know what stat you talking about. I
So
heard that stat as well.
if the defense shows up, hey, anything's possible with that guy at quarterback.
Oh yeah, and I still believe in him. A lot of people then lost faith in Jaden. I'm like, man, I still believe Jaden. I still believe he's the quarterback of 2024. It's just that yes, people that have got they have film on Jaden, and they're gonna look at his tendencies. They're gonna say, okay, if Jaden likes to run to the left side, oh, let's pile that up so he can run to the right side and he's off of his square and not throwing at the most comfortable position. They're trying to get him in the most uncomfortable position ever. They watch film on this guy. So what we got to do, we got to be ahead of the curve too, and we got to adjust. If they're adjusting to us, we got to adjust to them. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So let's go to the 53 man roster and cuts. So different positions. I'm thinking about the wide receiver room. Who do you think is on the bubble on the outside looking in? Because I know Dayami is a good friend with Jaden, and he's a deep threat in the game. I think the Lions game and the Dolphins game, I think he caught a pass out there. So who do you think is going to be the odd man out? Some people say Van Jefferson. Some people say Dayami. Some people even got Luke or Jalen cut, and I'm like, those are specialty positions. Like, I don't think they're going anywhere.
Nah, Adam Peters ain't cutting those draft picks. Not yet. Um, Van Jefferson is the first one that I would say I'm taking him off. He's not gonna make it. After that, man, it depends. I don't know how many. I don't know if they're gonna keep 6 wide receivers or if they're gonna keep 7 wide receivers. That's what I don't know. But I would say Van Jefferson, and then after that, you got I don't know. It's tough to say because Diami maybe, but man, they really love Diami, so it's gonna be a tough one.
I'll say, let me ask you this. Would you rather take a chance on Diami or Traylon Burks?
Wow,
Cause it's like this.
man,
Let me tell you how I feel about it. Traylon Burks, I wanna give him that chance because that upside ability. I want Traylon Burks, if he even has to be just one of those, hey, we in the red zone, go up and get it. I'm gonna send you on a slant type of guys. Because when was the last time we had a guy like that we could just we could just say, man, go get it, go out there, do a slant and go get it. Like, we don't have anybody like that. And I'm like, we had Traylon Burks for a quarter of the year last year. You know, he got injured. We had Diami, 2 years ago for a whole year, and he had 300 yards. But in the playoffs, he went crazy. So I'm like, it's like a rock and a hard place. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want Diami. I don't know if I want Traylon Burks. Like, which one do I want?
it's tough because Diami he hasn't been injured, so he's got that right there in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
Then we saw how I always call him playoff Diami. You saw how playoff Diami. If we get playoff Diami in the regular season, man, it's gonna be something. But when you look at the team, Traylon Burks is always out there with the ones. I mean, they're pretty much telling you they want him to be that outside receiver. So I don't, from what they've been doing, Traylon Burks, I don't see them cutting him for Diami.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they will cut him. See, I think they got to keep 7 receivers. Like, they have to. Hey, Lady E in the building. Shout out Lady E. She say, "Hey family." Hey, Lady E.
Hey, Lady E. Yes.
She clocking in.
That's a tough one because, man, they want Burks. They're not going to cut Burks, so we know that. Not for no Diami. Now, I was saying 7 wide receivers, but then with the injuries to the offensive line, now you're starting to question: are they going to be able to keep 7 wide receivers?
Yeah, that's a hard question. Because I'm thinking the wide receivers, that's a bubble spot right there. And then linebackers. Some people said for the linebackers, they're willing to cut Jordan Magee.
Well, Magee, I mean, there's a good chance he's gonna get cut. I mean, the linebacker, you see that linebacker room, man, there's a lot of cats there, and he's at the bottom. So I don't know that he's probably not gonna make the roster.
That's what I was thinking. And then it's like his ability to stay healthy too, because he's been having his shortcomings with injuries. So I'm like, just like the Jerome Ford or the Jeremy McNichols, they could have lost a spot just because they were injured.
Well, Jerome Ford ended up getting cut.
Oh, he cut now? I thought he was on IR.
Yeah, he was on IR. They cut Ford, and he's got some kind of exemption or something because of I don't know all the details, but he's got some kind of exemption or something because of his injury. And I forgot exactly how it works out, but no, he did get cut.
Oh, okay. He got cut. Okay, let me see these comments real quick. Yeah, isn't Magee injured? Yeah, I swear Magee just got injured. That's why I'm like, he cannot stay on the field. Oh, Lady Eve right here. She said, yep, Jerome Ford is cut.
Yeah.
My guy T Rich said, if Burke stays healthy, he'll be our number 3 all season. But see, that's a big if. That's a big if.
That's a big if. But he's definitely going to, because they're showing you when they go out with the ones, he's always out there at the outside receiver spot. So they're letting you know they're giving him every chance to be out there. So yeah, he's in the top 3 right now, barring anything crazy that we don't see coming. He's definitely in the top 3.
And you know how some of the Commanders fans in the fan base are so crazy. I didn't heard people say that they were going to keep Jaden Bradley over Burks. I was like, what? I said, man, I said, listen, Burks, he's a former number 1 pick, former first round pick. He has the more upside than a Jaden Bradley. Like, plenty of teams had a chance to get him.
Yeah, that don't even make sense. I mean, if Burks is healthy, that's not even the question.
Lady E said, what is the rumor about McCaffrey being traded? I don't know if it's a rumor. Did you hear anything about that? I haven't heard anything about McCaffrey getting traded.
I haven't heard any rumors from anybody credible. The only thing I've heard is I've just heard talks of a possible McCaffrey being traded, but I've never heard anybody credible mention a McCaffrey trade. But because they keep saying, well, San Francisco wants McCaffrey, stuff like that. But
what?
I have no idea. Now, maybe, I would love it if they would trade him and be able to get like a offensive lineman out of it, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, if we traded Luke, I wouldn't want to trade Luke. I wouldn't want to trade him because I feel like he's growing every year. He's growing as a receiver, and then because people forget, Luke used to be a quarterback. He didn't used to play receiver, so he's just learning the position like for the last couple of years. And arguably, in my opinion, I feel like Luke was the best receiver on the team last year because what he was bringing to the team at the time when Terry was down, when Debo was in and out the lineup, Luke was actually our number 1 for a couple weeks. What he was bringing. Lady E said, I think they just talk for center. Hey, if we got a credible center and a reliable center, hey, trade Luke. We have wide receivers. Our wide receiver room is flooded.
Yep, trade him if that's the case.
And then it's like I feel like the wide receivers we have would outshine Luke. Like they could have more production than Luke. T-Rich said we hiding Bradley on the practice squad. Hey, I hope, man, he can't make too much noise. All these one-handed catches. He said, yeah, people mentioned McCaffrey in a trade for an offensive lineman. Man, that's the only thing they could trade for. Let's see. It said we don't really have much to trade, so his name getting thrown around. But I heard Luke took another step in development, so I'm good off trading him. Man, Luke's been looking good. It says good for an offensive line. We can make that move. Yeah, for a good offensive lineman, I'll make that move as well.
No question, I would do it.
Just to solidify it.
I think it's just rumors right now. I don't think there's anything credible, but we'll see.
Hey, look, you know what they say? Where it's smoke, there's fire. So
you never know.
Let's see. Okay, any advice would you give to somebody wanting to make content? Like they want to jump out there and start making content. It's like they're like, because I know me and you were both fairly new to making content, and there could be somebody on the edge. They're like, man, I love this team. I have the good takes, I have the knowledge, but they can't get over that hump. What's some advice that you would give them?
Wow, man. Yeah, I would just say go for it. I mean, just do some research, on different platforms and just figure out, what you want to talk about and go for it. Because when I got started, I didn't really know too much. I just looked around at a few little, sites or whatever, looked into it a little bit, and I just started a page. Like I said, I don't have a podcast or anything like that. So I'm just doing, short form content on IG, and then I put stuff on YouTube, stuff like that. But just go for it. Just look into it and open up something and start working at it. I mean, and go from there.
And I actually want to give you your flowers while you're on my channel. This is the first time you'll be on there. You'll be on here. Hopefully, you'll be on in the future for different, recaps and game previews. And, we can recap the game throughout the season. But I want to give you your flowers because I seen your content. And, I only bring people on that I'm following and I like their content. And I seen you had that knowledge in the Commanders. You've been liking the Redskins for a long time. And then you're having motion. You're having motion on Instagram. I was like, okay, he putting out these videos. He having that traction coming in. So I was like, that's how I got to follow you. And I got to comment on your stuff. I was like, yeah, he having that traction. And I see the potential you got, and I see your love for the game. Because when another person loves the game just like me and loves this team, just like say my guy T Rich or Lady E in the comment section, when it's people that really love the game, I love to see that, and I try to, you know, do what I can to push them further, go push them to the next level as well.
I just want to say, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, because yeah, I'm really a quiet person, to be honest with you. So this was like a big thing for me to actually get on camera and start doing things. So that's why I just tell people, if you got passionate about something, you want to do it, just do some research. You know what I mean? Look into it and then go from there, because you know you'll learn as you go. You know, you make mistakes and you figure things out. You know what I mean, along the way. But you gotta be willing to put yourself out there.
Definitely. And I'm the same way. Like I'm telling my friends always ask me, like, how do you go up here and get on camera, put yourself out there? Because they know me, like like even before this, like my Instagram, my YouTube, it wouldn't be a picture of me. It would be like maybe a picture of my dog I put out there and just saying stuff on Twitter or commenting on different pages. It's like I was so antisocial. I was like, man, I don't want to. I don't want to do that, but now that I look at it in different connections I'm making, like I went to the Commanders Kings yesterday and they were on there and they shouted me out and they were like, man, Otis is here. And I was like, man, I'm not expecting this. Like me with my little 300 subscribers, I'm not expecting y'all to shout me out, but it's just building connections and building connections with and relationships with different Commanders fans around. That's what I will say. And it's a lot of good people that I've met since I started making content. So I'll say that is definitely a big plus about it.
That's cool. I love it.
Okay, so we're gonna close out here. So I want I want you to let everybody know where they could find you and find your content and what platforms they could find you at.
Okay, well, so I'm on IG, YouTube, and X, but IG is where I'm mainly at. So that's like my number one thing is IG, and then I'll put some stuff on YouTube. I just got started on X, so I don't have a lot on X right now. So IG is the number one place to find me. And you can see my name right there. It's Antwon Taylor, QC, spelled ANTWUN, Taylor QC. And the QC stands for Quad Cities. That's the area that I live in. So I'm trying to represent my area.
Yes, sir. What area is that at?
Well, so I'm in the Midwest. So I live on the border of Iowa and Illinois.
Okay.
And I'm 2.5 hours east of Chicago.
How them Bears fans, before we get out of here, how them Bears fans like that Hail Mary? I know they was mad about that.
Man, they were not happy. They were mad. They were just calling them, talking about how they should have beat us. And they were pissed. I just told them, you know what? Y'all shouldn't even been in the game in the first place, man. That's what I tell them.
Oh yeah, that's it. You can't let it get to that point where it's on a kick or a Hail Mary and stuff like that. That's what I try to say. I mean, they shouldn't have been in that position. And we had them all game. Like, I don't know why the Bears fans so mad at us. We had them all game.
That's what I said. We all played them the whole way, and we just kind of like try to give the game away.
Yeah.
You know, and then we took it back at the end.
Oh yeah, we definitely took it back. But appreciate you for stopping by my channel. Appreciate all the supporters in the comment section and everybody that's showing love and subscribing to both our YouTube, Instagram, and our X channels. We're definitely on the come up, you know, some new content creators, but appreciate everybody for stopping by, man. Overtime with Otis, man. We clocking out.